thank you for checking into my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a very quick video just showing you how I highlight and contour. It's going to be mainly focusing on my foundation routine. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I get my favorite flawless face look, please keep watching. Alright, to start off, as always, I'm going to be using my Molly Prep and Glow Primer. I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over my face. The reason why I love this primer is because under a very matte foundation like the one that I use, which is my L'Oreal Infallible, it actually shines through and gives the skin a little bit more of that oomph that it has naturally without making my face look too matte. Even though my face is going to look very matte at the end of this, you're going to be able to see that it still looks like skin instead of just looking like straight up like airbrush finish, you know? So for foundation, I'm going to be going in with my tried and true L'Oreal Infallible. I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over my face using my Morphe G6 foundation brush. So for today, I'm going to be using my Ride or Die combination for concealer. It is my NYX HD concealer in the shade 02 and my Maybelline Dream Lumi concealer in the shade Ivory. Now when you're applying this, remember to apply it in a V formation. I kind of like to not overpack it with my NYX one first, because I want to make sure that it can mix in well with the Dream Lumi so that it won't be too much product on my face. Even though going in with the Beauty Blender to blend this out will pick up any excess product, I just like to make sure that it's as natural as possible. I mean, as natural as you can be with a full face of makeup and products that say HD. So now going in with my Maybelline, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a few lines inside of the NYX one. The reason why I do this is because the NYX HD concealer is a little bit drying, so mixing it with the Maybelline Dream Lumi adds a little bit of a sheen to it so that it doesn't make my under eye area look old. And as always, to blend it out, I'm going to be using my Beauty Blender. And you can see how the coverage is very different once you combine both of them. Usually one concealer for me doesn't do the trick, and I am not a big fan on color correcting just because I feel like most color correcting concealers that are orange tend to cake up under normal concealer. So I've noticed that using a luminous concealer over one that is full coverage definitely does the full coverage trick. And it also helps with creasing. So to set my concealer today, I'm going to be using the very popular baking technique, and I'm going to go ahead and dip my Beauty Blender into my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. So this technique has become very popular for two reasons. One of them being that it definitely stops with the creasing. And two, being that it actually makes concealer last longer. I've noticed that when I use this baking technique, I don't feel like my dark circles come through as much as they do when I just set it using my e.l.f. brush. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit on my face for a few minutes while I keep on doing the rest of my foundation and contour and highlight routine. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and work on my brows because seriously. This is just not happening right now. I'm going to be using my trusty IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better and go ahead and fill in details of my brow. And to fill in the front of my brows, I'm going to be using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and dust off some of that IT Cosmetics setting powder that I have here. I wish you guys could like feel what I'm feeling now that I'm running my e.l.f. brush over my under eye area. It feels like, I don't know how to explain it, like silk, I guess. And not the brush, my actual face, like my face feels like silk. And there's definitely less creasing than there is when I just set it with the brush. Even though my eyes will always crease because I have like extreme allergies, but this definitely helps. So moving on to contour today, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm going to be picking up the shade right here, which is Fawn, to go ahead and hollow out my cheeks very lightly. And I'm concentrating most of the product towards the back of my cheekbones. I always make like an angry face when I'm blending in any type of dark shade on my forehead. I'm always like... But it's the only way I can like stretch my face enough. I know it causes wrinkles, but it's the only way I can like get in those spots, you know? You feels? You feels. I know you feels. Alright, so now to bronze my face, I'm going to be using my fave bronzer, which is my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that in my cheeks using my BH Cosmetics round kabuki brush. Sometimes I get like really intense blending stuff out and you can like hear my chair wiggle. Now to make sure that that contour ain't going nowhere, I'm going to go ahead and use the same technique with my Beauty Blender, picking up a bit of my Bye Bye Pores and going ahead and sharpening up under my contour. Just touch it up for a quick second. I'm going to go ahead and apply it right under my cheek line. This will also assure that my face looks flawless. I'm also going to apply a bit of this on my chin. Down the bridge of my nose. And in the center of my face. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for quite some time so that it can get nice and deep into my skin, leaving me looking flawless. And apply some at the corners of my nose as well. Woo. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for a few minutes, so be right back. So I went ahead and finished my under eye shadow off camera. Now I'm going to go ahead and dust off the remaining powder. And now I'm going to pick up my big Real Techniques powder brush and blend it all in. For blush today, I'm going to be using my favorite blush, which is my Berry Amore from Milani. I love it because it has little specks of gold in it, and it is not as rosy as the Rose de Oro. It has a lot more pink in it than it does that peachy shade. Now for my highlight routine, I'm going to stick to my favorite combination, which is my Josie Maran Argan Illuminator. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that with just my fingers on the areas I want to highlight. And to blend that in, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. stippling brush. And to set the highlight, I'm going to be using the ever so coveted Champagne Pop from Becca Cosmetics. And then going back in with my blush brush, I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in a little. And now I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose using that same fawn shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and using my Japanesque Big Fluffy Blending Brush. And to blend that out, I'm going to pick up that same e.l.f. Fluffy Blush Brush and put it down the center and clean up the sides of my nose. Now to set my face, I'm going to be using my MAC Fix Plus. And as always, I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to dry. So meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with my Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara. Out of editing. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara on my lashes. First off, I'm going to curl them. For my top lashes, I'm going to be using my Maybelline The Falsies Mascara. And for my bottom lashes, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. For lips today, I'm going to be using my NYX lipstick in Wine and Dine and my Essence lip liner in the shade Soft Berry. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I just wanted to show you guys a quick video on how I've been doing my highlight and contouring. I just feel like this technique is the one that works the best for me, the one that I use when I need it to last the longest. Setting with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Porous Powder definitely makes sure that your makeup goes nowhere, like nowhere. And as you can tell, it definitely applies a very flawless finish. In terms of the contouring and the highlighting, I've realized that I like my highlight to look like I am shining from outer space. So that is why I double layer my highlight. It's just the way I like to be doing it. If you don't dig it, that's cool. If not, maybe you learned something new. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into my channel. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Besos.